Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Doing something quite different today. We're doing a double deck, a double Arkbow deck, starting with Simic Arkbow. Simic Collector Company, basically. Simic, because it's basically what the Arkbow is a strictly worse collector company, I guess, kind of. Not sure. Anyway. So the way this deck works is we want to get Arkbow down, and then we want to use Arkbow, which is pay X, tap it, discard a card, look at the top X cards of your library, and put a creature card with converted mana cost X or less from among those onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any random or in a random order. So we play 4 Arkbows because we want to hit that. Because we've got quite a high curve, or quite a top end of the curve, we are playing some rampant in the form of Llanowar Elves. Was potentially going to run, was it Incubation Druid? Is that what it's called? Yeah, the Incubation Druid. It possibly might come in. However, we need card draw a little bit, not too much, just a little bit, because Vivien Vivien's Arkbow makes us discard. So we've got 4 Fibble Flip the Lost. So when he enters the battlefield, he's 1 on a blue. We get to draw a card. However, if he enters from the library, for example, or he was cast from the library, so for example, by using Vivien's Arkbow, we get to draw 2 cards, which is pretty darn good to me. And if it becomes the target of a spell, shuffle Fibble Flip into its owner's library. So basically, people don't want to do that. They'll probably just block him and kill him or something. Then we've got our next 2 drop is 4 Merfolk Tricksters. It's got flash anyway. However, hitting it off an Arkbow isn't bad, as it lets us tap a creature, and it loses all abilities until end of turn. That's good, like pre-combat, or say, well, pre-combat on our opponent's phase or pre-combat on our phase. Either way, doesn't make much difference. It's just a good trick to have in the deck. We next have 4 Gresham Guardians because again it lets us adapt to add counters to let us draw, or let us fetch up another Guardian, which is good for either discarding if we need to, or just having that extra power or extra body to be able to play. We've got 4 Daylight Rangers. I did have 4 Branch Walkers as well. However, I cut the 4 Branch Walkers for the 4 Fibble Flips. We'll see if that plays out. We've got 2 Spark Doubles because hitting a Spark Double off a Arkbow for anything that we got on the field is going to be great, or just casting it to copy a creature on the battlefield is also great. Spark Double is my favourite card from War of the Spark, just because, hey, we're called Mimic TCG. We like mimic effects. So yeah, Spark Doubles a good one of those. We got 1 Ripjaw Raptor just to, on the off chance that we hit that in our opponent's combat phase, to drop that in front of someone and block it. Also, it's just a beefy blocker. 4/5 also gives us it's card draw engine, right? But we only really have the space for, and only really need the 1. Probably the second most or third most important card in the deck is Frilled Mystic. 2 green, 2 blue, flash. When it enters the battlefield, counter target spell. Great on its own. Hit that off an Arkbow. That can't get countered because it's being played through Arkbow. Superb. We next have 1 Tendershoot Dryad because I only had 1 and I didn't want to pay any more of my what they called these things to get more of. But again, this is a good one to hit off of Arkbow in our opponent's end step, or just in general. We start making saplings and can go wide. With the City's Blessing, they get +2/+2, so that's always good. I was considering this or Biogenic Ooze. I just think Tendershoot Dryad has the edge just about, as if we hit this off an Arkbow in our opponent's end step, we get value straight away. We get slightly better value, I think. I could be wrong, and that might need to come out for an Ooze. Probably some of the most important cards as well at the top end of our curve are 6 drops Dream Eater, Flash anyway, which is great. Flying, also great. This is 4/3, not too great for 6 mana, but when it enters the battlefield, Surveil 4, which basically means we get to set up our next Arkbow trigger, which is just ridiculous. And we also get to bounce a non-land permanent and opponent controls back to their hand. So that's always nice. Then we've got 1 Plucker Worm because, you know, it's got trample. It's a 7/7. When it dies, we draw a card. When it enters the battlefield, we gain 7 life, which I think we're going to need to be doing against all the aggro and burn, all that kind of crap. Lands, 7 islands, 7 forests. Quite simple, really. 4 breeding pool, 4 Hinterland Harbour. I wanted a blast zone just for that extra little bit of threat. It seems unnecessary. I just like blast zone. And then 1 Field of Ruin. Is what it is. I feel like that's pretty fair. This is designed for a best of 3. So our sideboard is 2 Kasmina's Transmutation. That dicks over a lot. This does. Yeah, it's basically you enchant a creature and it loses all abilities and has a base power toughness 1. I just feel like that's pretty good. There's probably something better to play, but it is what it is. We've got 4 negates because control, 3 Crawl Harpooners because flyers, specifically Nicol Bolas, the one that flips, 3 Sorcerer Spyglass because control, and many Planeswalkers, 1 Deathcore Scavenger because aggro, gain a bit of life, 2 Reclamation, alright, Sage, hello, there you are, destroy target or enchantment, again, control. In the banned version, we don't have Reclamation Sage. We run Night of the Autumn, I think it's what it's called, which is just strictly better in my opinion, I think. If I'm wrong, people are going, "You're a twat, you're wrong." So that is this deck. There are plenty of other options. Like we'll be doing a video with playing with this and then making some changes as necessary, but this is the deck as it stands. You'll see the gameplay footage in the next video. However, I did say it's a double deck tech. So that was our Simic. Now we're on to our Bant Arkbow. This I think is a slightly more controlling Arkbow. Same principle for Arkbows. Llanowar Elves, a little bit of ramp. We are not running Dream Eater, which I feel is wrong actually. I feel like we should be. Maybe I didn't build this. Maybe I didn't finish building this. But anyway, shut up. We got say 4 Llanowar Elves, 4 Arkbow, 4 Growth Chamber Guardians. I pretty much put Growth Chamber Guardian in every green deck I play, more or less. I just think it's good because turn 2, play Growth Chamber Guardian. Turn 3, you got nothing else to do. You can attack and then adapt it to make it a 4/4. Only got 2 Merfolk Tricksters this time because we have other ways to deal with annoying stuff. We've got 2 Fibble Flip the Losts. We've got 4 Jailite Rangers still. I just think this is insane to hit off Arkbow. It's just a good 3-drop in itself. Again, to hit Deputy of Detention off an Arkbow is insane. It deals with tokens. I had a game where someone was playing Goblins and going very wide, and it's like, oh look, they've got lethal on board, I'm dead next turn. Let's pray for a Deputy of Detention. Did that, hit the Goblin tokens, boom, all gone, I'm good. Like I said, 2 Night of Autumn, there we go. Instead of Reclamation Sage, but these are in the main board because we can gain life gain, make it a little bit bigger, make it a 4/3. It does it all. Night of Autumn is just very good, especially in this deck where we can flash it in if we're lucky enough to hit it off the Arkbow. We got 1 Teferi. I felt like, why not? It doesn't really do much for us. We're not casting any sorceries. We haven't got any sorceries, so I thought, well, why not give him a go? He slows down control quite spectacularly. He should really be more in the sideboard, but he's not. We've got 2 Shalai Voice of Plenty. And 4 Field Mystic again, previously explained, ridiculously good. Sly Voice of Plenty helps us against removal. And also, like late game, if necessary, we can use her ability, which is not why we run her. We run her for the giving myself, my Planeswalker, the single one, and other creatures hexproof. Plus she's a 3/4 flyer, so that's pretty good. We've got one Lyra Dawnbringer. One instance where I was playing against Mono Red, I had Lyra Dawnbringer out, and that was it. They went shock. I was like, oh, they're going to triple shock her or shock lightning bolt. So I was like, let them use the first shock. The second spell was again a shock. So I was like, okay, they're triple shocking. Hail Mary, tapped out with the Vivien's Arkbow, trying to hit a Shalai. Hit the Shalai. They couldn't kill the Lyra with their final spell, which is great. Again, there's a Hail Mary, not going to happen very often, if like ever again. And we've got 2 God Eternal Oketra, just because all of our creatures are cheap, and we have the ability to go wide slightly if needs be. I'm going to see how this goes. It changes quite a lot from the original design. And then our sideboard, we have 2 Remorseful Clerics to deal with the Phoenix decks. We got 2 Disdainful Strokes to deal with control, along with 2 Dovin's Veto. That's going to go to 4 actually for control, because screw you control, I just hate you. What am I going to get rid of? Vivien Reed out of there. I'll take the 2 Knight of Autumns out and put in Crawl Harpooner. Actually, just 2 of those. That went straight into the main deck, didn't it? Can I drag that over to the side? Oh yeah, there we go. Crawl Harpooners. Anything else we want to do? Perfect Tricksters, I guess, are going to come in against more creatures centered decks. Anything? I'm really considering Dream Eater in place of take out 1 God Eternal and put in Dream Eater. Take out a Shalai and put in a Dream Eater. That's something to think about. We'll see how this plays, but I think Dream Eater should be somewhere. Oh, we've got 1 more card to play in. Go there. You didn't transfer over. Get out of here. Okay. Crawl Harpooner again, just deals with flyers and stuff. So this is the deck as it stands. I like Remorseful Cleric. It's underrated. It deals with it can shut down like the Phoenix decks quite spectacularly. Has done a couple of times. I'm working on Spirit deck at the moment as well, and it's doing its work. It's really putting in some legwork. It's a solid card. Maybe I want 4 Fibble flips, but I don't know what I take out. I don't even know if I need Merfolk Trickster in here. No, I'm happy with this. This stays. That's those 2 decks done. We're going to do some gameplay on our next video. We're also working on some more Arkbow decks. Which ones we're looking at? Oh, save and exit, please. We are looking at Jund and Sultai currently. Jund is difficult to figure out and get going. Sultai not too difficult. I'm also going to look at a Golgari Arkbow. Basically, I'm going to be building as many Arkbow decks as possible, and we're just playing with that. Some of these you've seen, some of these you haven't. That you haven't. Let's play this now in a minute. Zoo BO1 is best of 1, as I do best of 1 and best of 3 decks at the moment. Anyway, that was your double deck deck. No spoilers for anything else, apart from what you can see here. Get control, that needs redoing seriously. Now that War of the Spark's out, I think there's some good stuff to go in there. Anyway, that's me done. Thanks for tuning in. if you are a fan of regular video games, I will be, myself and a friend, we are streaming the new season of Diablo 3, one that is out Friday. You should check it out. I'll whack a link down below where you can watch the stream. That'll also be up on a, I guess, secondary YouTube channel, because this is Mimic TCG, so strictly trading card games. That is what it says on the tin. You be easy now, take it easy. Be easy now, take it easy. One of those two. Stay tuned for the gameplays. Obviously, that's gonna have to be 2 different videos. But which one should we start with? Bant, Simic, Bant. We'll start with Simic. We'll see how that goes. Peace.